So, what's up, everyone? It's your boy NornRad89 here. I know I got a new background going on. I am currently actually in my bedroom. I got my badass posters right here and my hat wall section right here. So, this is like my little corner section. Shooting this video, I literally just watched Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I know I'm a little late on this one, but I waited for this one to be on demand, and I'm kind of glad that I waited for it to be on demand and I didn't like splurge and go to the theaters to this one. So we're going to get more in depth of my thoughts on this one. But of course, before we get to that, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So let's get into this review. So let's kick this off with starting with who I am as a Resident Evil fan and kind of where I lay, like, in that area. I played Resident Evil 1, 2, and 0. The first one that I ever played was Resident Evil 2. And then I played Resident Evil 1, 0. I played all of those ones. Went all the way up to Resident Evil 5. I even played the Umbrella Chronicles, I think, or the Resident Evil where Claire is kind of another main character in that one. So I've played a lot of the side games. Seen all the Paul W.S. Anderson movies. I've even seen the animated movies that they have on Netflix, like Degeneration and some of the other stuff that they got going on there. So let's get into what I thought about this film. And first, we're going to start off with the positives. And one of the key positives, as I can say that, because I don't want this to be kind of just a direct slam video, like, just going at this film, because I didn't hate it, but I wasn't in love with this film. But my main positive was that there were some cool sets and designs of areas that are very, very similar to the game. It does look that way, and they went a long way to making those areas look like it, and that was kind of cool. There's a lot of good moments, and the vibe of this one is still much more horror centric than any of the other Paul W.S. Anderson ones, except for maybe the first Resident Evil film. But this one is definitely the most, I think, horror centric, and that's like the kind of main theme. You know what I mean? It's not like geared around action or anything like that. There's some cool shots and stuff in this movie, like I said, that are homages to the game, and I like that stuff. And then that's pretty much where we lay with the positives. So let's go on to the negatives. And for my negatives, as you can tell by my kind of reaction to it, I'm very like, this is just, all right. The characters, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the games. I've played all those original first games all the way through Resident Evil 5, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I just don't like any of the characters in this movie. I feel like it was very miscast, and I do like some of these actors and actresses in other films and stuff they've been in, but I just feel like in this movie they were miscast, just all of them, and it doesn't help that I think the writing is probably another weak point of this movie. So when you add in weak writing to coupled with the fact that I feel like it's miscast, I don't feel like I'm watching Wesker. I don't feel like I'm watching Chris Redfield. I didn't feel like I was watching Claire Redfield, and like to be like it just I didn't feel like it. So added that to with the writing being bad, it didn't work well at all. Another thing too is the pacing and the just whole tone of this movie is like the first 30 to 40 minutes is just so freaking like just it's a slog. It really is. And like I know this is the first film, and I was like, all right, we're kind of building the world. We got to get submersed into it. We got to live in this atmosphere and get introduced to stuff. But I feel like just that first 30 minutes, I was like, damn, bro. I was like, we only like this is only an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and 47 minutes. Like, what are we doing here? Like this, I'm freaking bored as shit right now. So it just, oh, man, it failed in a lot of areas like that. Like the story, the way it was written, and the characters and the actors being miscast for me, that all was wrong areas. Another big thing with me for sure is the fact that the CGI, this is very CGI heavy, and it's like when I see a lot of CGI in zombie movies, it bothers me so much because I've seen so many great horror zombie movies that are like like Tom Savini doing the effects, or even other great people doing the effects, and it's like realistic real effects, and it looks so much freaking better than what we see in this film. Like the dogs, everything, the crow, the birds, all of it is so fake as shit, and I hate that. Like that stuff really bothers me, and I'm like, damn, like it takes me out of the movie more than anything else is bad CGI. So when I see some of the shit, I was like, oh, when I saw the trailers for this film, I was like, all right, they got some time. Maybe they'll tweak some things, edit it, add in some shadows, or make it look better. You know, sometimes when you see the trailers, that's not exactly what you get in the movie. But nah, man, like that's exactly what you get in the movie, and it's freaking bad. I hate that kind of stuff. Like horrible CGI takes me right out of the film, and that's what sucks. Is like there's very little positives with this movie, and the only positives is like fan service stuff in terms of like the way the area looks, or like, oh, it's called Raccoon City, you know. And then we got this intro beginning like backstory thing with Claire and Chris that I'm like, we didn't even fucking like need that shit. Like it's a bad movie. I really did have not a good time with this movie. So overall, in my book, this movie's probably gonna sit at like a 4 out of 10. It's very below average for me. I wanted to go average like 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, but I was like, dang man, like I really did not have that great a time with this film. They just, like I said, all those negatives are just too heavy and heavily outweigh the fan service that's in this movie, even if it is something that I've seen from the game or like anything like that, or it's like I've seen that shot in the game. It's like I'd rather play the freaking games. Like, come on, man. Like, I think like Hollywood, they really just need to stay away from the video game thing. Just like stay away from it. It's just being beloved fans, like so many fans of games, you really can't match that to me in terms of like making a movie on it. You just can't match that adoring love for it. So I think they should just stop. Like I said, this one, yeah, I'm comfortable with my rating. It's gonna sit at a 4 out of 10. So if you've all seen Resident Evil, welcome to Raccoon City. Let me know in the comments section what you thought of this film. Did you enjoy it? Was the fan service and all the things, like, was that enough? Did you like the characters, or did you feel more like me and they just kind of missed on all the ball in like a lot of areas and all that kind of stuff? So I would love to hear from all of you. And as I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.